Hey, what's up? It's Baz the Magician, talking to you a little bit about the problems with social media. As from the title of the video, I'll be talking about TikTok, which I'll be going over at the very end of this video because there's something I found out that is a strong possibility of happening. Again, strong possibility, not definite, but very strong. Now, unlike most videos where there's a clickbait title where they get you to click on it, and then you're wondering why the hell they're not talking about the information in the video, and then they only go over it at the last minute, everything I'm talking about in this video leads up to that, so it all revolves around TikTok. So let me begin. Most people know social media is a problem, yet millions of people keep using it. Why is that? Those reasons are not relevant. The fact that millions of people are still using them is an issue. Now, taking into account, most people get their news from social media, which becomes a problem considering these companies are private. They can actually put out whatever they want despite it being completely unfair and absolutely ridiculous. So because most people are getting their news from, social media, you wind up having biased news slants or information suppressed that's not supposed to be suppressed because there's no actual dialogue going back and forth. Again, people can say, no, it's not. But again, that's the media saying this. So you're following information that's not correct. Now, that brings into the problem with voting in the last election. Now, removing politics from this, go outside and ask any person you encounter, do they like high gas prices, the food, and everything else? Sure, you may get the person being objective on either side of the aisle about trans, not trans, whatever. That's not the issue here. The issue here is people are talking about high gas prices. You don't even need to be in politics to understand nobody likes that. So a little over 75% of the country hates that, didn't like it, they can't stand it, they want something done. Okay, taking that and applying it to what I'm about to say here, how the hell did the Democrats lose by a small margin if 75% of the people want that in this country? That is due to the fact of mail-in ballots and a few other factors, but mainly social media. How can people that don't like what's going on continue putting the same people in office that basically perpetuate this problem? And you can sit and yell at me about Republicans, but guess what? Before the last election, the fact remains Democrats were in office. Period. So you can sit and say Republican, that's not relevant. The Democrats were in office for 2 years and they had control of everything. Nothing was done. Everybody's complaining about high gas prices, and then you guys put the same people back in. Now, speeding up here. Social media creates a bias. That's how it is. Now, regardless of your stance on it, something only affects people something only applies to somebody when it directly impacts them. Okay? So, because of that, people are like, oh, what's the big deal? It's TikTok. Or what's the big deal? It's Instagram or YouTube. People don't understand that these media platforms, even though they're a private entity, literally control what you do. Meaning, there's so many advertisements on one-sided things that's all you see. So if that's all you see, and then you get the same groups of people with those type of advertisements, that's your reality. So if that reality says Democrats are good, you're going to vote Democrats. If that reality says Republicans are good, you're going to vote Republican because that's all you hear. You're being locked into a bubble. That brings me up to talking about what the problem with TikTok is. Most people click, I agree, don't read the terms of service. And everybody, again, putting politics aside, can say China's a problem, Russia's a problem, Ukraine's a problem, whatever. But what's interesting is why does that affect me? Because TikTok is owned and controlled by China. It's literally the CCP has access to that information. Now, probably some of you people have heard that term, but probably don't know what it means. So let me explain what that means. CCP stands for China Communist Party. Communist China Party, whatever you want to call it. But it's China's Communist Party. That also has a secondary definition, which is a critical control point. For those of you that don't know, China has a social system where if you get enough negative downvotes, you can't ride a train. You can't get on a public bus. You're literally hindered because of social media programming. And it's really bad over there. Now, why is that important? How does that affect TikTok? Because once you have the algorithm promoting shit, you click I agree, you literally sign your life away. Slip of the tongue, not life. Sorry, that was my mistake. I legitimately screwed that up, sorry. But you sign your life away. Okay? You don't even read these terms and conditions, and even if you did read them, you wouldn't understand them because they're written in what's called legalese. It's written like that on purpose. To the third party, I herein grant by, and it doesn't make any sense. You need a lawyer to just dissect these. And that's why lawyers that write these terms of service don't even understand them, because how they're written is completely different from how they work, because this is where problems come into. It's so vague. You can connect other parts that are not even connected to other parts, and then you can create this legal problem. The point here is that the China Communist Party has access to everybody's personalized data in TikTok. Okay, again, doesn't seem to affect you. Let me bring you up to speed. When you have presidents of the United States inviting TikTokers such as Dylan Mulvaney to the White House, you have President Obama sitting down with TikTokers talking to them. Those people are security breaches to the CCP, which becomes a national security issue. China is literally using TikTok to gain national security secrets. Now again, what I said earlier, something only seems to matter to people when it directly impacts them. Well, guess what? The FCC is now involved, and they're literally trying to ban TikTok from the United States. Let me repeat that. It's a strong possibility, not definite. This is what they're actually trying to do, because China has control of TikTok, and TikTok has you sign your life away and can actually spy on you because you don't know what's in these terms of service. The FCC has now stepped in, and they're literally pushing a ban in the United States on TikTok, which means every single user that uses that will be affected. And it's amazing how none of these people seem to care anything that I'm talking about until I just said that now. So that's my point. Social media becomes a problem to the point where you don't even know what you're signing, you have no idea what's inside of it, you have no idea who's controlling it, and what they gain access to. And for those of you who are listening, they can't do this, let me give you a clue. Edward Snowden had said it perfectly. He was only 23 or 24 or something like that, and he even said, I was a 24-year-old, a 23-year-old, senior data analyst that had access to the president's damn emails. Someone like me should not have that much power alone, period. Now, bringing that up to speed, the FBI has also been proven, and they got in trouble because they had apps that were turning on people's cameras on their computer without the light ever going on. Oh yeah. So what's funny is people don't seem to understand what's a big deal. I'm going to go make a TikTok, and a lot of the users are going to ignore this. But if the FCC shuts it down, don't say you weren't warned. This is the problem with social media. Even after being warned, people ignore it. So again, I just wanted to give you up to speed on that. That's what it's talking about. And hopefully you guys listen. But it's really sad the state of the economy we're in. No pun intended. Well, anyway, sorry about the news. Didn't mean to piss off people's picnic, but Spasm Magician signing out. Have a good one, guys.